Wait, maybe this might defend more of me. No, it seems to do the same 90-degree field no matter what. But it still looks really cool. Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Lachlan here, and welcome back to a brand new Minecraft video. Now, today is a very special day for a lot of people out there. Today is actually a leap year. It's the 29th of February, and it is also the day that Minecraft, or Mojang, has released Minecraft 1.9. So we're going to go ahead today and show off some of the latest features within this update, the combat update it is titled, and changes Minecraft's combat system for, I don't want to say the better, and I don't want to say the worse. We don't know yet. That's up to us in the next couple of months to decide if it's good or bad. I personally like the whole spam click thing, but this adds, I guess, a strategic layer to the game, so maybe we might get some MLG Minecraft like montages going, boys. Now, but seriously, guys, I'm going to go through as many things as I can within the new update. Hopefully, you guys will go on to enjoy the video. If you guys do, be sure to leave a like rating down below. Let's get right into it. Okay, so because this is the Minecraft combat update after all, let's get started having a look at the offensive and defensive choices you have in this update. So, in the past, traditionally, you would have the option of using a sword to parry incoming damage with the right mouse click button. This is no longer an option with the current meta and or update. So now you have to go ahead and make yourself a shield. So the shields, oh, of course it has to rain. Thanks, Mr. Rain. Dude sandstorming it all day, every day. Fudge with anybody say. So no, like I was saying, the shields, okay? This is how you craft yourself the shield. There's only one type of shield right now, and this is it. It's like a wooden iron shield. So to craft yourself the shield, you just want to go ahead like this. 6 wooden planks and an iron ingot, and there you go. You've got yourself a shield to defend yourself with. You can equip it by putting it in this slot right here, which of course is your offhand slot. And, oh wow, I didn't even know this. You can do this, but you can double wield shields. What happens if you double wield shields? I think it only uses one of them. Yeah, so it only uses the one that you're actually holding. This one isn't actually, it's just, actually, I don't know. I wonder if that does more protection. I wonder. So as you can see right here, I found a little wild skeleton that I've trapped and got ahead and put away. And I'm using my shield to defend myself, and it'll allow me to defend myself within a whole 95-degree angle. So if I turn around this way, it's still going to defend me. It's getting on the edge of it now, and there it is. That's the edge of it. All right, so there you go. I don't think the double shield, though, kind of works. Is it switching shields? I can't even tell. It just looks so weird. Wait, maybe this might defend more of me. No, it seems to do the same 90-degree field no matter what. But it still looks really cool to have 2 shields out. Like, you can't say that looks sick. So yeah, every time your shield deflects a shot, you can see down the bottom left, it is losing a piece of durability. And I believe after a certain amount, it will completely lose all durability and break on you. And then you'll have to switch out for a brand new sword. I think you can also hit with a sword as well. But it doesn't really do that much damage. So the other cool thing that you can do with shields, if you make a banner, you can go ahead and actually pop that onto your shield, and you'll go ahead and get that same shield, but with a banner on it. So you can, you know, customize your shield so it looks kind of cool. Of course, if you know most of the banners, I have never built a banner. I had to build it for a map once. I've never built it since. But yeah, banners, you can make a cool thing with it. I think Vic has his little emblem on it, so you can, you know, put it on your shield and whatnot. But yeah, definitely a cool little neat feature. Alrighty, so next up we have, of course, our weapons. And this is a huge, major change. Now, every weapon has an attack speed and an attack damage. Of course, it always had an attack damage before, but this attack speed is what really changes things up in this update. Alrighty, so as you can see here, I've got every tool and weapon variant from each 5 of the tiers. And you can see as I'm hovering over them, some of the different attack speeds. Now, the attack speeds are neutral for each set. So wooden pickaxes, or sorry, pickaxes all have 1.2 attack speed. Shovels all have 1 attack speed. Hoes have 1 attack speed. Axes have 0.8 attack speed. And your swords have 1.6 attack speed. Alright, so let's have a look at the diamond tools and everything that it has to work with within this latest update. So, having a look at this, the biggest outlier right now out of all of this is the diamond hoe with 4 attack speed. So that means it is the quickest weapon within Minecraft, but it only does 1 attack damage. So I wonder if we're going to see like a meta. I don't know if you can get sharpness on your hose, so that's the only thing I'm trying to think right now. But I think you might be able to have a really fast DPS weapon with just doing like crazy, because look at that. That's your attack speed, I believe. And if you want to see your attack speed in a better way, you can go to attack indicator and go to, I like to use the hotbar. You can use the crossbar, but the crossbar is a little weird because it, you know, it comes up there. I don't like that. But it is actually, I guess, I can see that being used in like competitive PvP. But yeah, look how fast it is. It's literally just Like this. So watch, let me try and kill this zombie. Bang. But at the same time, you're only doing 1 attack damage. So, I mean, I don't even know if it's that great. We'll have to see. But the biggest 2 competitors of the weapon class is, of course, the axe and the sword. Now, interestingly enough, the axe actually does 2 more damage than the sword. But the sword has a slightly faster attack speed. And I think I think someone did the math, and that the diamond sword still has a higher DPS. But if you per se wanted to get like 1 massive hit in to try and finish someone off, the diamond axe might be a better choice for you. Now these 2 actually come with 2 separate abilities when they're fully charged up and going in for a swipe. Actually, I'm going to change that other indicator up as well to the hotbar. As you can see down the bottom right, just next to it, it shows you when it's ready to go again with a little strength icon. And you can see right there, the axe is just a little bit slower. So if you fully charge up your sword and land an attack, it has a small AoE cleave. And what that'll do is it'll knock back a small group of things and apply damage to a bunch of people. So to demonstrate this axe ability, I've got Hotline Blur on here right now. And actually, speaking of factions, if you're wondering if Treasure Wars is going to be upgraded to 1.9, it isn't quite yet. There's obviously a lot of plugins that we have to deal with for waiting for 1.9, but hopefully we'll see something in the future with the 1.9, because I can see this combat definitely going a different way on servers and whatnot. But anyway, so as you can see here, I've got my shield ready to go. I've got my sword out, ready to attack, and if I get hit by a full swing of a diamond axe, my shield right now, it is no longer, it's down. I can't use it at all. It's on cooldown, and now it's up again. And then bang, it's off again. So he's got to wait for a full charged attack there before he can actually do it. He's got to wait for the full cooldown, and then he just goes ahead and hits bang, and there goes my shield. So there you can see, it's kind of a counter to shield gameplay, which of course allows you to open up for fires of arrow shots and whatnot. But it also does a lot more durability to your shield as well, with a couple of hits already taking it down a good chunk. So it'll be interesting to see how these are adopted for future gameplay on servers and whatnot. I definitely can see some kind of like axe and sword combo. It's kind of like how it is on some servers with MCMMO. Of course, axes have like that buff to them on servers where they do critical damage and whatnot. But interesting to see. Next up, we have these bow and arrows. Now these are interesting. So essentially now you can go ahead and make your arrows have potion effects. And the way you do this is you make a lingering potion. Now to make a lingering potion, you need to have a splash potion. Really? Can I hold this like shield up while like getting to the chest at all? I don't think I can. Really, Skeleton, come on. Wow, your accuracy is real off today. All right, now you hit one. A little bit of a problem with the placement of that skeleton. But yeah, as you can see here, I've got some lingering potions right now. And to make these, you need to have splash potions and then feed them a dragon's breath. Now, how do you get a dragon's breath, you might be asking? So the Ender Dragon has a new update where he has a couple of different attack styles. And one of them is to breathe fire on you. If you go ahead and chuck your vials on the ground and just right click on those particles, you'll pick them up. And that can be used to, of course, make these cool looking potions. So once you've got your lingering potion, you just chuck it around 8 of your arrows that you have somewhere else, and you just do that, and there you go. You've got 8 types of leaping arrows or whatever potion effect you use. Quick note, if you do use infinity bows, it won't just keep the same arrow. Like, it will still use your 8 special arrows. It won't like let you have a full reserve. It only works for normal arrows. You can actually infect yourself, I guess, with these potion effects if you're really bad at shooting, or if you want to tactically shoot yourself to get a buff from them. So say if I wanted to do that, I can go ahead, get my leaping, and then still not be enough to go up there, because that's 2 blocks, and that was just a jump boost 1. But yeah, as you can see, you can infect yourself. I'll show you a cool thing. So now, of course, all of these things over here are all from potions and whatnot. Nothing really new here. Arrow of Luck. What the fudge is luck? So as you can see over here, these are all of the new arrows that you can get within the game. Of course, they're mainly just potion effects, but this one's actually over here is a new one, Arrow of Luck. That gives you +1 luck, which apparently gives you like a looting effect, and of course gives you a better chance of getting like the rare drops, like, you know, iron ingots from zombies and whatnot. So it's actually interesting to see what kind of combos you can do with these cool arrows. You can do slowness arrows, you can do harming arrows, so you can do a little bit more damage per arrow, or you could do poison arrows, something like that. I mean, weakness if you really wanted to. Cool stuff you can do with these things. Interesting to see. Maybe you could grab an arrow of invisibility and shoot one of your friends who's trying to run away and he just turns invisible. Interesting metas you can do with these things. Of course, if he's wearing armor, that's just not going to work. Or if he hits you with a spectral arrow. So spectral arrows aren't actually crafted from the other recipe with the potions and whatnot. These are just an arrow surrounded by 4 glowstone. You get 2 arrows, so you're actually doubling your arrows as well, which is actually kind of lit. And these things, they are lit because they will actually light up a mob around whatever area you're in, or kill them, I guess. That works too. Let me hit this guy over here if I can actually hit him. So you see, if I can hit him, what is with my... Maybe, do these dip more? I think these are like, are these heavier? I think they're heavier arrows. I have no idea. Let's do it on this... Okay, I genuinely think these are heavier arrows. Alright, there we go. I think I just wasn't pulling back the whole way. I think the draw speed must have been reduced. But you can see, I can see this guy through walls and whatever. And actually, I'll show another cool thing. You can actually do it to yourself. And then you can see yourself with a cool outline. And you've got the effect right there, glowing. Which, of course, makes you to be able to be seen by, I believe, anybody who shoots you. I'm not sure how it works with team interactions, but... kind of interesting and definitely very cool for PvP kind of things. You essentially get tagged. And people will be able to see you through walls and whatnot. Literally wall hacks within Minecraft. Now, a bunch of other PvP related things I've got over here. Now, these chorus fruits, I'll get onto these guys later, but essentially when you eat them, you randomly teleport like as if you just had the Enderman effect. You 16 blocks wherever available. It's a nice way to just zip and zap between combat. I feel like it's going to be pretty overpowered. It does have a cooldown, so you can't just do it like crazy. But I definitely think I'll have a use in PvP, like I said, to try and get a quick escape. Although it seems like a pretty short range. It looks like it's been nerfed since the Shap Shot where I last tried it out. And then another thing is that your saturation actually affects how quickly you heal now. So if you eat a really good saturated item, say golden carrots, for example, you will actually regenerate hearts quicker than if you eat melons, for example. So definitely a very good idea to start using some higher saturation foods. And I think golden carrots are going to start becoming meta soon. And then last but not least, ender pearls now have a cooldown, so you cannot throw them until you see that white thing has disappeared and goes all the way down, then you can use another one. And then in other news, in the snowy biomes, you can now find yourself an igloo. We couldn't actually find one, so I just went ahead and made and represented what exactly it looks like pretty much. There's a bunch of cool interior and whatnot, but sometimes there's a rare chance at the back there'll be a carpet, and you can go underneath it, and there'll be a trapdoor, and I'll take you to this weird room where essentially there is a zombie villager and a villager, and it gives you all the ingredients to turn that villager into a normal villager. So it's like a weird thing to try and teach players that cool little, you know, feature within the game, which honestly isn't that known. Then over here, skeleton horses are now officially able to be mounted. Now, to find these guys, you have to go out in a, like, thunderstorm and try to find yourself a lone skeleton horse. And when you get close to them, apparently it's like a trap. And yeah, literally, you activated my trap card. It blows up, and a bunch of skeleton riders come out. Now, essentially, it's just a bunch of skeletons on skeleton horses, about 4 or 5 of them, and they move around on a horse very quickly and kill you. And then you have to try and kill one of the riders and take their horse, and I think it's really cool, but the only thing is you can't equip armor on it, and I don't think you can put a chest on anything, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Undead horse, pretty legit, and it's just cool to be able to ride these things. The undead horses still aren't in the game, but I have a feeling they'll be here soon. So another cool feature within this update is that player collision is now back. So if you're just on a server and you want to push someone off, you don't have to hit them. You can just nudge them, and slowly but surely you can get them to fall off a cliff if you really wanted to, but that would be really sucky. Or they could have one of those new cool things that let you fly. We haven't got into those yet. So that cool fancy thing you saw my friend riding just then, hotline below, that is actually this thing called the Elytra. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. I'm just going to go ahead with Elytra. And essentially, it is something you place on your leggings. Oh, no, chest, sorry. I got that wrong. And it will allow you to have a glider. Now, it seems to be like the ones that was in the Open Blocks mod that allowed you to just pretty much just glide and whatnot. And it's actually really cool. Now, it will take the form of whatever cape you have on. I don't know if this works with Optifine capes, but it seems to work with Minecon capes and whatnot. So if you have one, you get some weird piston thing. I wonder what they all look like because they look different. So I wonder what the Iron Golem one looks like, for example. But essentially, you just go up in the air and you double tap spacebar off a cliff, and you will start flying. I should probably get on a higher cliff to show this out. So here we are back at that place where I nearly kicked my friend off. So as you can see, our little camp's over there. So let's see if we can fly all the way over there with our new little Elytra. Elytra, I'm just going to go with it. So there we go, double click, and so yeah, don't undouble click. It's like flying. There you go, and we're flying. Woo! Woo! That's honestly one of the sickest updates. Now, of course, it's like, it feels like Super Mario 64 Mario when he's flying. The physics are just like, if you go down, of course, you're going to gain speed, but you're going to lose height. And, of course, if you try to go back up, you're going to gain altitude, but lose speed. I think it's at a sort of point where you can't really try to get higher and then come back down, you know what I mean? You're always going to passively keep going to the ground, and I guess that's kind of how the glider works. But yeah, really cool update, and I think it loses durability for the amount of times you're in the air, I think. I'm not too sure. So when you're flying, your hitbox is actually 1 block high as well, so you can make it into cool gaps and whatnot, but it is still very hard. I've never actually managed to do it myself, but yeah, if you can glide well, you can get right into those crevices and make some cool plays. But the other trade-off to this thing is that you do lose your chest plate slot. So if you want to fly, it's gonna cost you a chest plate, and like you are wider and probably, arguably, I would say easier to hit with an arrow, but you're still vulnerable to arrows. And of course, if someone pings you with a spectral, you still have good maneuverability in the air though. You can probably dodge a few arrows coming in for sure. But of course, to get this bad boy, you need to go ahead and find the airships, which are in the new End expansion, which, honestly, I think we've had enough about these things. Let's go ahead and show off the new End, shall we? No, no. Oh, no, no, no. I don't know how that guy got through. All right, so here we are now in the End, and unfortunately, we have no building blocks, so I'm going to have to hit this parkour jump, or I'm going to lose everything I have on me, and that would really suck. Don't worry, we got it. So as you can see, all the pillars are now around the center and are in a little bit of a formation. And the end portal that was, you know, normally at the end or place where the dragon died is now actually on the center place. And this is where you can get your egg. And this is where he does a few of his new attack animations. So as well, you can see he's left. He sometimes perches up on this thing, breathes fire and whatnot, which you'll see. And as you can see, these other little healing stations, now some of them are a little different. Some of them actually have, as you can see, little gates around them. So you're gonna have to climb to the top of those to actually kill those. So fun, fun, fun. Oh, I'm hurting him. I'm hurting him, boys. Now, normally, though, the ones that are actually caged are some of the shortest ones. And, of course, you risk getting knocked off when you try to attempt these little bad boys. So, as you guys can see, this is his effect right here. It just came down and threw some dragon's breath on the floor. And if we were to get some vials, and then if you get yourself a glass bottle and use it on the floor, it'll make this cool little noise. And you get yourself some dragon's breath. Now, of course, can be used to make the lingering potions. And, of course, your arrows thus far. But let's go ahead, let's kill this ender dragon. So when you finally go ahead and kill your ender dragon, a lot of things will happen. So first off, of course, the dragon head will appear, and you'll see these, oh, whoops, I accidentally touched it. And as you can see, the dragon egg, it still does bounce around and whatnot, but you'll see a bunch of other things surrounding the area. And of course, you can go home if you want to with this little method. Of course, you know, the credits and whatnot. You can actually recreate a second dragon as well by getting some ender crystals. This little thing, right? These little things right here, the end crystals. I'm not too sure how to craft these exactly, but of course it will give you more gateways into this ender expansion. And this place, as you can see over here, it spawned over here. You need to go ahead and grab yourself out an ender pearl, because you can see there's a portal in there, but there's bedrock all around it. So the only way for you to enter is an ender pearl. So yeah, guys, inside this place, you'll find these little purple trees or stalks or whatever. They're chorus trees, I think. And if you go ahead and break them, they'll break kind of like a cactus, I guess you could say, where they'll all just start falling from the ground, or falling from the sky, and come to the ground. You'll grab your chorus fruits. Now, your chorus fruits are, of course, you already know what they do. You teleport you around like as if you're an enderman. But you can actually go ahead and smelt these bad boys to get Purpura Blocks. Now, these Purpura Blocks are like a building resource. They're purple. They look kind of cool. To get this, you go, of course, chuck your chorus fruits into a furnace. You'll get a thing called popped chorus fruit. And you can't eat it. It's just, even though it sounds like popcorn, you can eat it. It doesn't work like that over here. And yeah, you put that in a little 3x3 or 2x2 grid, and it'll give you a purple building block. And then you can, of course, make this into stairs, slabs, and I think chiseled one as well, which is a way I don't know how to make. But in this place, there are very rare and awesome things, which are the ships. And these ships contain the new mob shulkers and our little flying things. Let's see if we can find one of these bad boys. Alrighty, and this is what we're talking about. We have the flying ship over here, and we have the little city. Now, these cities and whatnot and the ships actually contain some of the best loots within Minecraft. So you can go ahead and reach it by the bottom over here. You'll get approached by these shulkers, however. If I can find the front entrance, this is the front entrance. And I'll just go out of creative here so I can show you what we're dealing with. These are the shulkers. You go near them and they'll like, oh, wow. And And yeah, they'll just open up and shoot these little projectiles at you. If you get hit by them, it will hit you and give you the levitation. Now, it's called a debuff because apparently when you land, you're going to take a lot of damage. But you can deflect these shots and use them in ways to hopefully, you know, actually not die and whatnot. But these things actually have a kind of defensive mode and an offensive mode. So you have to, of course, kill them when they have opened up their little cases, and they remind me of Cloyster, the Pokemon, but you can use them to your advantage sometimes and actually progress through parts of the dungeon or city. And some of the chests in this place actually have ender chests nearby, so you can actually go ahead and loot them straight away. This chest, not the greatest example of some of the best loots. Normally they have like high level enchanted diamond gear and whatnot, but yeah, definitely a nice place to check out and find some really sick gear. But apart from the city, it's the ship that's the main attraction. This thing not only has your little cape, but it also has this thing, which is the dragon's head. Now, the dragon head is a weird mob. It's the weirdest block too, because it's essentially bigger than one block, and you can go ahead, you have it in your arm, I think you can use it to like breathe on people, I don't really know. But yeah, once you put it on your head, you can see it's very, very big and outrageous for some reason. Really cool. And then if you go down here, there's a bunch of shulkers, there's some health potions on board as well, and this is where the bad stuff happens. Oh, I guess the shulkers aren't actually... Oh, this is a shulker right here, but I'm in creative. So there you go. It's in an item frame, the way you'll get it. So you can go ahead and take it like that. And then you got some more loot in these chests. See, like I was saying, mending, protection 3, just a bunch of really cool stuff. So yeah, these are definitely going to be interesting down the line. If I ever play a 1.9 series, you're going to want to... Wow, do these things stack up and move? That's crazy. Yeah, you're going to want to find these bad boys. Next up, we also have these little rod things, which are scattered all around the place, and they're pretty easy to make. It's just a blaze rod with a purpura block, I believe, on top. One of my favorite parts about the new Minecraft 1.9 update is the fixed boat. So this has been something we've been asking for a while now as Minecraft players. Oh, look, you can find my trail trying to find the ender portal. That's good fun. But yeah, no, these boats are now actually usable on servers, and look, they just look so smooth. So I'm actually on a server right now, on an American server actually, and you can test it. This is like seamless. I mean, even for a server, this is crazy, dude. So it's all client-side, all moving, all boats, minecarts, horses even now won't be laggy. So that's exciting for me because horses lag like crazy on American servers to me. But yeah, just look at it. It's so smooth. It's nice. And you actually don't break on collision anymore. You get your little paddles and whatnot. And there's different, of course, boats you can have for the amount of, or the different wood resources that you use. If I go ahead and just crash, it doesn't crash. How amazing is that? Funny enough as well, you can actually put it on the ground and use it outside. Now, it is kind of funny because I think this is faster than shifting, but it's not faster than obviously walking. But I mean, what's not cooler than me just, you know, walking around on a boat? Like that's pretty meta if you ask me. So if you do happen to find yourself some beetroot seeds in that Ender City, then you are pretty lucky because you can go ahead and make yourselves some beetroot. This is the brand new farming material, and these things can be made into beetroot soup, I believe, at this stage, which gives a decent amount. It gives like 3 hunger bars and 6 or 7 saturation, so it's not too bad. And of course, you can bone meal it just like other vegetables and farming stuffs. And then there's also a brand new enchant for boots as well, Frostwalker. Now this thing is actually lit. I don't know what the level difference means on these things, but essentially when you put them on your feet, so think of Depth Strider, but kind of crazy. So instead of like swimming faster, you're now just completely walking over the top of it. Now, I remember an enchant like this on Hexit back in the day, and essentially how this works is that you walk over water, but after a while it will crack and turn back into water. So it's temporary ice. They call it frosted ice, I believe, in game. But yeah, really awesome. Allows you to just cover oceans and just run over the whole thing and just create a little ice path. So definitely a really cool enchant that you can get from the enchant table like the rest. So here's got to be one of my most favorite updates to Minecraft. This is like a quality of life update right here. So the middle mouse click on the computer or PC versions on creative will allow you to pick the block and then use it to continue building. Now say if you have this block in survival in your inventory but you want to access it quickly, you can middle mouse click and it will bring it from your other inventory and put it down here. Now the only other thing you don't want to do is make it out of monster eggs like I'm doing right now. These are stone brick monster eggs. Of course I always do that. But yeah, how cool is that? Oh, also if you do happen to get yourself a dragon head, you can actually animate it by giving it a redstone thing. I think you can somehow get some particles out of it to create some dragon breath, but yeah, pretty cool. You can also turn it on and off to get different frames of the head. So if you like do that, you can have it closed, or if you want to open, you can just like do that. You know, cool little fancy things like that. And then of course you've got your little things called these end rods, which were of course back in that little ender city. To make these things, you of course need to cook up some chorus fruit, have that stuff turned into pop chorus fruit, and then just chuck a blaze rod on top of it. That will give you 4 end rods. And these things are really weird. They're like panes, but like they have the same kind of like parkour property as panes, but they're really, really thin. So like parkour maps are just going to get even more evil now with these kind of things now on the maps. They're like fence posts, but really thin fence posts. So I'm not excited for these at all. But anyways, guys, that is going to conclude my little 1.9 mini review. I hope you guys did go into enjoy it. If you guys find it helpful or anything like that, be sure to let me know with a like rating down below. And hopefully we get to see some Minecraft 1.9 gameplay on this channel soon. Go off H4M. We'll see how we go.